What's up, party people? Ding Young Home Tech Inspections. I done a video a little earlier about the seller's checklist at the property I just inspected right before I went in, and lo and behold, got to the service panel and they had paneling that was cut out only around the door, so covering the screws, and I could not pull off the service panel, and the buyer was there, and I had to explain that to him and told him how unfair that is to him, and that all that paneling is going to have to be taken down because it was one big whole sheet of paneling with lots and lots of screws. And that, I don't mind coming back, but the paneling is going to have to be removed, and it's not going to be done by me, or they can hire an electrician, and I doubt he's going to do it. So we'll see what happens on that one. Also, I've been noticing lately, I've been getting a lot of calls for price shopping, and I understand people want to save money because between inspections, whether it is a home inspection, it is a well, septic, appraisal, whatever, those things do add up to a lot of money. I understand that, but when you try to save on a home inspection, it can sometimes come back on you going with the lowest price. So that's something to ponder. I pay a nominal fee every month to be a part of Internachi. It's the world's largest home inspection organization, and I'm loaded and have lots of tools and resources at my fingertips, and when there's anything new, I'm alerted and I'm educated, and you have to take an exam and pass that before you can get the credit for it, and a lot of those credits do go toward the North Carolina Continuing Ed. So a lot of people that know me know that I'm always on top of my game, and as a contractor or a former contractor, I was always on top of my game as to learning the codes and regulations. Every municipality is different. Forsyth, Guilford, all that. So they're all different, and we don't quote code, but what we do write up is a lot to do with safety, and it is a part of the code. We don't quote the direct reference in the code books, but we do reference the issue. The state of North Carolina says that if we put a code reference in our narrative, that we have to do a lot of work and a lot of research, and it's just not worth. The report would just be, nobody would want to use you, pretty much. So you would have to show which code book you use, the page number, the reference, the code, and full sentence, picture of it, or a reference or copy of it, so forth and so on, and it just gets to be pretty tedious. So that's why we make a notation: improper venting at the water heater, DDRD, our narrative, refer it out to a licensed plumbing contractor who will in turn make it code compliant and can reference the code in his quote or his invoice or whichever means. So a lot goes on in this industry, and I'm not about just doing a home inspection, making my money, and going to the next. I want this to be, like in my contractor days, a long-lasting relationship with my client that I can always make myself available to the client for any issues whatsoever, past or present, of the home inspection. So if I do a home inspection today and a year later they call me about something, I'm going to take the time to see if I can answer their question or concern, or find a resource that can answer their question or concern, whether it's relative to the home inspection or if it's just a general question because they're a new homeowner and they have no idea, because not everybody knows about the systems in their home and the way things should be, whether it's a concern, not, or whether it's functioning properly or not. That's the main thing with a home inspection, is to make sure that things are functioning as intended, make sure that things are functioning safely, and that the home buyer or the home seller are educated on anything that I find, whether it's cosmetic, whether it's maintenance, whether it is something structural. Those people will be educated on my findings. So it's good to get a pre-listing inspection. That way there's no surprises. And with my pre-inspection, I upload it to a site where if a potential buyer would like to take a look at that, they're given access to look at that report, but they need to be in the understanding that that report is only good for the time and date of the inspection. So I could walk out of that house today and tomorrow the AC quit working. Just like you get in your car, today you're driving it, the next morning you get up and go to work and don't want to start, or there's an issue. So that's the way things happen. One minute they're functioning, the next minute they're not. There's an issue. So I am a generalist when I go into the home. Like a general physician, I'm taking a look at things and components, and I'm making notations of things that I find of concern. I'm parking. And so then I generate my reports, do some investigations if I need to, and shoot out the report. And I typically go over the summary with the buyer or the seller before the inspection. When the inspection is over, I will go over the summary items of things that you can ask to be repaired, replaced, or need further evaluation. If it's for a seller, it'd be things that you may want to focus on that would be most concerning to a potential buyer. Most things are going to be your main components: electrical, plumbing, HVAC, roof, any water coming in the house, whether it's crawl space, roof, or whatever, and make sure things are functioning as intended. So there's a lot of information for people to absorb during the home inspection process and the summary, and that's where I do my best to not be an alarmist, because there's a lot of first-time buyers and they hear all the bad or the negative, the cosmetic, the maintenance items in one spiel, and they get overwhelmed and they don't know what to do to run or what. So I always tell them anything can be repaired, Anything can be replaced, anything can be resolved. It's just a matter of who does it and when it's done. Negotiate with your report, and if this is not the house for you, then there's going to be others. It may be a waiting game, but eventually you're going to find a place that's right for you. But don't get overwhelmed, because anything could be repaired or replaced, or made to function properly, or be resolved. But it's just a matter of what the issue is and the price point on that issue, and whether the seller is willing to take on that or not. But the thing is, North Carolina, as is, so they don't have to do anything. But once you present those items and they see it in writing and they see the pictures and documentation of the items they want repaired, then you got to go disclose those things, and it's usually in the best interest of the seller to go ahead and take care of those things, work something out, negotiate, and just keep pushing forward, because there are surprises and things do happen. There's no home that don't have an issue. Even new construction. I found some existing homes in better condition than new construction, and that's just the time and days we live in, with the workmanship and the quality of work that people want to put in. So you pay for what you get. Same thing on a home inspection. You go shopping around and you want to save 25 bucks, 50 bucks, whatever. I know it adds up, but sometimes you pay you pay for what you get. And there's a thing on a lot of these home inspection forums where we talk about these lowballer guys that do the $199, $200 home inspections, and they are out there, and you don't know how many people move into a home, they have it inspected, they move into their home, and then several years later they decide they're going to move, and then I go in and I do my inspection, and they get the report back, and they're like, oh my God, none of this stuff was ever even mentioned to us. Comparing your report to their report, a lot of this stuff wasn't even brought up. Like I said, things change on a daily basis. It could be those things, but there's some things that that have been there for a long period of time. Rotten stuff, rotten material and all that, that's going to take time. I'm not going to inspect a house today and then tomorrow you're going to see wood rot. That's going to be something obviously that was missed. So you just got to think things out. You got to take a lot of pictures. You got to take your time and just look at the evidence and things you see. I know this video is going kind of lengthy, so I'm going to end it going on 14 minutes. But I like to keep people educated. I like to make this process easy for everybody, and I want everybody to get their money's worth. And definitely, if you pay a higher price where you think if you compare me to another inspector, I'm going to be in line with most inspectors. But there are guys that are just starting out, and that's the way they pull people to them. They do the cheap inspections, but remember, you pay for what you get, and kind of be wary of that. Just don't have the experience to find things of concern. So anyway, I'm gonna end this thing. Getting ready to bust out my reports now. It's been crazy. 10 to 12 inspections a week, working 6 days, and I feel very blessed and very fortunate, and I really appreciate you guys. And I'm here not to pull in numbers, but to pull in people that really want honest, dependable person that used to do DDR repairs and know. I've seen thousands of reports over 27 years of doing repairs, of doing DDR repairs. I've seen thousands of reports in report writing, and I know all the components and stuff. I've done the repairs myself, and I know what's what, and I know a lot of contractors, licensed contractors, and just being in, I started out doing new construction punch, and I worked with a lot of tradesmen, electrical, plumbing, HVAC, GCs, the whole slew, and I learned a whole lot. And I know it wasn't fly-by-night people. These were quality, reputable contractors, and you're just not finding that much these days. It's all about, let's knock them, put them up, and do track homes and just cheap quality builder grade junk. The quality of workmanship now compared to back in the days, the showers may have been ugly, they may have been green or blue or whatever, but it takes a sledgehammer to knock them down. Now you get a screwdriver, pry a tile off, and then you get a pry bar, and that's all you need. It's sad, but that's what the world's coming to. Components don't last as long as they used to. Water heaters, appliance, HVAC, 10 to 15 years. You're not getting what you used to. Same thing with roofs. People are going, now with a 30-year roof. It used to be 20-year, 3 tabs, but now they're bringing that up. The quality of the roofs a little bit, but still. Anyway, I'm into 16 minutes, and I was going to end this video at 13-14. But there's so much I could talk about in this industry to try to educate people and give them a peace of mind, or educate them on what to expect during a home inspection, before and after, in my services and my relationship with my clients and my people. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Dean Young Home Tech Inspections. Visit my newest webpage, GreensboroInspector.com. Or you can visit my original page, HomeTechInspections.com. But I'm pushing people more towards the GreensboroInspector.com. Get a little bit of a fresher look, and I'm adding newer stuff as it becomes available to educate everybody. So thank you so much for watching. Dean Young Home Tech Inspections. See you guys.